My name's Jeff Farrell. I'm the Director of Veteran Services for the Central Massachusetts Veterans Service District, which Westborough was a part of, and I'm in town on Mondays. Today I'm here at the Veterans Breakfast giving a talk about benefits available to local veterans. So right now, food insecurity and housing expense or availability is the biggest issue that veterans are facing right now. If you're interested in helping a local veteran, we're trying to gather some names of who's available to drive veterans to medical appointments. And then also if you have any food donations or personal items you can donate, there are some options available in the area as well.
Good morning. And welcome to everybody in a big way. We really appreciate you taking the time to come. The first thing we're going to do is pledge allegiance. I want you to remember that this past Monday was 9/11, and that we have to remember the people who were killed there, people that are still dying from the building, and those that have were wounded and killed in Afghanistan and Iraq. God bless them all. We have to always keep them in our prayers. Then yesterday, I think was, I know was POW and MIA Remembrance Day, and that's another group we can't forget. There's still so many from Vietnam that are still missing. So just keep them in your prayers. We'd like to welcome everybody. It's tough getting a group of veterans together, as you know. And we're delighted that we have so many people coming today. And the program is really, we'll have about 5 minutes here, and then we'll have breakfast, and then the VSO will give a talk. But I wanted to thank Alma and Stephanie. They worked so hard for us to put these together. And Alma is always a great supporter for veterans, period, and the advisory board and the American Legion in particular. I want to introduce a few people just quickly. John Gallinaw, he's the adjutant for the American Legion post, and he's also the acting quartermaster for the VFW, and he's a former VSO. John, say hello to the folks, John, here. Jim Tepper, who is the chairman of the Veterans Advisory Board. Jim, you want to give him a vote? Thank the police for coming. We appreciate your coming. I see Alicia over there. I didn't see her before. She's the secretary of the Veterans Advisory Board. So thanks for coming, folks. Appreciate it. We get a lot of support from the police, the fire, and from Chris Pyatt on the DPW, so we certainly thank all of those people. And, you know, again, we've had a hard time getting veterans together, and the whole purpose of our function today is to expose everybody to a little bit more information, hopefully to help you. Our goal is to help veterans. That's all we're in the business for. We're trying to expand our ability to do that by meeting more people. And that's certainly the reason we're so happy that you're all here. I see Alma is here. Alma, we were just thanking you for helping the veterans in any way you can and for allowing us to use your facility. Yeah.
My pleasure. pleasure, as always.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Again, the goals of American Legion is to help people. We invite anybody that is not a member to join. And again, we raise funds through we have bingo and we have poppy sales and such. And the funds that we raise turn right around, hopefully, to help veterans in either directly or indirectly through the food pantry and through direct gifts and such. So any participation on your part is to help the guy beside you. The two things coming up on September 29th, we have bingo right here in the hall at 7, in the Senior Center at 7 p.m. And it's directed and run by Adriana Baltimore, who's sitting back here at the table. We have the next day, the 30th, we have a flag burning ceremony that we'll have the Lancers from Framingham, the equestrian operation, and they're going to put on a performance. We're going to burn a couple of thousand old flags, retired flags, and it's supported by the police and fire and DPW. So that's on the 30th of September, and it's up at the Veterans Park on West Main Street, and it's at 1 o'clock. So if anybody can make that, it'd be a good take. The next meeting of the American Legion is on the 21st of September, and it's at the Town Hall. And it's at 7 o'clock, so anybody is welcome to attend. There's one more person I want to acknowledge, is John Huddy, who is the Grand Knight of the Westborough Council 85, there he is. So without further ado, we're going to have breakfast, and then VSO Jeff Farrell will be giving a talk. Amen. Yeah. Okay, all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And Bob Sylvester and Guido Lenato and their team are going to start serving breakfast. Enjoy.
See a lot of faces here that I don't recognize, and that's probably my fault maybe, or yours because you haven't been here yet, which I say, why not? Every year for the I think this will be our 19th or 20th year, we run a program, the Veterans and Senior Property Tax Work Program. This is a program that it had first been just for seniors, but then about 15 years ago through the Valor Act, we added veterans of any age. So you do not have to be a senior veteran to apply for the program. It gives you a tax credit on your Westborough property taxes, so I guess you must be a homeowner, and you need to, that needs to be your primary residence, and you need to not have put it in your children's names, because then you no longer own it. But anyway, it's up to 125 hours, based on whatever the minimum wage is, and I wish I could say, but I don't remember if it's going up again this January or not. Is it? Okay, I know every year it kind of goes up. This year it was a little over $1,800 off the tax bill. The applications come out the day after the Martin Luther King holiday. We try to get everybody up and working by the 1st of March. So keep an eye out for that too, because that certainly does benefit all of you. And none of it's hard. It's no hard labor. You're not digging ditches with the DPW or, going on, raids with the police department or whatever. Although riding a fire truck would be fun though, huh? Yeah. Anyway, you work in the schools and in the municipal offices, and it's a lot of fun. I know Andy's done it. Who else? Kenny Gagnon's done it. Who else is floating around here that I can see? Okay, never mind. Anyway, so please try to remember that, because it's very helpful to the departments, and you learn a lot about how town government works, and it's a great way for you to yet again continue to give back to your community. So plus that money off your tax bill never hurts. So anyway, with that, right. I want to introduce Jeff Farrell, who is Westborough's new veterans agent, but I don't know, he's an old soul here. I feel like I've known him forever, and it's only been a few months, but anyway. So Jeff.
Try to get used to using a microphone. So my name's Jeff. I'm the Director of Veteran Services for the district if you're not aware, there's 3 other towns that formed a district. That's Grafton, Northborough, Shrewsbury, and Westborough. So we spend myself and Ashley, our other VSO, we spend a day in each town. Monday, I'm in Westborough, and then Thursday afternoons and Friday mornings, we're around. And then on the weekends and as needed. But a little bit about myself, I served active duty in the Marine Corps from 2000 to 2004, and then jumped back into the National Guard in 2006, roughly to 2014. Worked in my regular job. I was an athletic trainer in high schools, working on injured athletes. So I have a little bit of the infantry side, the medical side. I worked for a sales company before coming here, knowing I wanted to get back working with veterans and giving back. So our office, we primarily are, we can help you file VA claims. We manage some state benefits. If you're 100% disabled through the VA, the state will give you an annuity. It's $2,000 a year, 2 payments a year. There's some wartime bonuses, welcome home bonuses for anyone coming back from active duty to the state that we can help apply for. Like Alma just mentioned, the property tax. If you have a VA disability, 10% to 99%, it's a $400 write-off on your tax bill. If you're 100%, it's $1,000. Each town varies a little bit from town to town. Some towns pay a little more, some just do the minimum. I recently learned, I think it's either Webster or somewhere out in like the Blackstone Valley, they'll only give you the $1,000 for 100% if you don't work. They'll just say, oh, you're working, you don't need $1,000 off. That was their town's bylaws. So everywhere I know of, we offer the normal discount. Some of the programs, like I said, there is the Easter Seals Mass Veteran runs a lot of social events in the area. There's a fitness class at the YMCA in Westborough that they will let you sign up for. There's hikes, there's horse events down in Holliston. They've teamed up with Project Comeback. They rehab the horses, and it's also therapy for the veterans as well to work with them. We partner up with Veterans Inc. a lot. There's the food pantry. I have a schedule on the pool table over there. Every Saturday, any veteran, you just show your DD-214 or a VA ID card, you're able to go into the food pantry and shop around for some fresh produce, pantry items. It's not income dependent like other food pantries. Food insecurity and housing are two of the biggest issues I'm dealing with right now. People can't afford rent, they can't afford a house, they can't, or if they're paying their house, they can't pay for food. You know, I would say maybe hopefully luckily everyone in this room doesn't have that problem, but there are a lot of veterans out there struggling with food and housing. We also look at ways we can help out in the community. I know one of the topics kind of on the front of my mind is transportation. The town is doing a needs assessment. I'm also looking at some veteran options. There are, if you're not aware, there's a shuttle that leaves Worcester to go to the Boston VA. You contact the Leeds VA, you can sign up, you go down to the new clinic on Belmont Street, they drive you into Boston. If you don't like driving all the way to Boston, there's an option. We also want to see, maybe get together a list of names of people who may be willing to help drive a veteran to a non-VA appointment, because most of the transportation options are for VA. If the VA schedules you at another hospital, you would be eligible for transportation through the VA system, but you know, maybe in a case where you just really like your personal doctor and don't want to use the VA, I'm looking into some transportation options for that. We partner with the advisory board in town to help support their events. And that, as far as I can think of, is most of what we're dealing with. Does anybody have any questions, comments, crickets? I said it all, huh? I know the Hometown Heroes is coming up, or the banners will go up for November. You know, the flag burning event is going to be a nice day at the end of September to retire those flags in a dignified way rather than just letting them store up. Veterans Day as well is around the corner. That Ashley and I will be at a lot of Veterans Day luncheons, so we'll be around. That's about all I have to say. If anyone doesn't have any questions. Yep.
Do you have an office or?
We do, yes. So our office is in Town Hall. It's the lower level, across from the tax office. You go through one door, there's a sign that says Veteran Services, but when you get down the hallway, we're on the left. If the door's closed, there's a patch on the door that'll, you'll know that's the Veterans Office. I have cards in my truck. I can go grab some before we leave. But my cell phone is on the door. We have a website as well. So the district split the website. You can find the link to it on the town, but it's just centralmassvets.org is the website. That has our email, phone number. We have a Facebook page as well that I try to post if there's Project New Hope, for say, in Worcester. They'll get free tickets to the Woo Sox or a hockey game or a concert. I'll post that out there. There's a lot of groups that offer free events for veterans. There's job fairs coming up through Mass Hires. There's always something going on. I try to keep Facebook to the fun stuff or maybe an important VA update. But we can file VA claims for people. Not all VSOs do. Some of them just handle state benefits, but we are able to help you file a claim through the Executive Office of Veteran Services now. If you're not aware, just before I was hired in February, they took Veteran Services out of Health and Human Services and made it its own secretariat level office. So John Santiago is the Secretary of Veteran Services. He's a emergency room physician, I think still at Boston Medical Center, and a major in the Army Reserves. He's the secretary. They're getting a lot of traction in the state. If you heard the once Soldiers Home, now the Veterans Home in Holyoke is going to be completely rebuilt. Chelsea is all renovated and brand new. I haven't been there yet, but it looks like a beautiful facility. For veterans who are eligible to move in there, it's a great option. Any other? Yeah.
Yeah, excuse me, that property tax program, do we just bring proof of being a veteran to our?
Yes, there's an application. I have a couple in my office, but the assessor's office is the main contact.
Okay.
You need a VA letter, so you need your disability rating letter, and you apply
Is
for
it
it.
just for disability?
No.
Yes, well,
Not-
the work off.
Not the work program.
No,
Work
the veteran property relief, if you have a VA disability, so it has to be 10% or higher, you can apply for $400 off your property tax. But then the senior work off.
Yeah, we don't dive
Yep.
that deep. On Thursday, the 28th of this month, at 1 o'clock, John Steinberg, who's our chief assessor, will be here to talk about all of the, abatements, deferrals, all the programs that are available for tax relief in Westborough. And I have to say that Westborough has always gone after the most that we can get our hands on. A lot of it's, we have to follow the Department of Revenue rules, but Westborough's always taken the highest amounts that we can get for any of those programs. So it's worth coming down to find out if there's things you might be eligible for that you didn't know about. It's a good way to do it.
It's higher than 400 in Westborough.
Do they double it?
Yeah.
So yeah, whatever the bylaws state, they will. I know Grafton doubles it. They match whatever the state gives.
Yeah.
I think Shrewsbury is just the plain.
Yeah.
And the assessors want you to apply. No one's trying to hide it. They want you to apply for this.
Thank you.
Jeff, comment on drawing veterans to ask for services. A lot of people stop and say, no, let the guy behind me get them. And we really need to kind of open that up and take away that stigma.
Yeah, absolutely. So don't think because you're applying for a benefit, you're taking it away from someone else. The VA has plenty of money. And if they have more people apply, they request more. It's, you're a veteran, you served, you're eligible for this benefit. Go, even if it starts out with a 10% tinnitus claim, your ears ring from your time in the military, that gets you in the door and makes you eligible for the health care. The health care is also ridiculously expensive. In Boston, we're very lucky. The VA is probably the model for the rest of the country. You go to Jamaica Plain or West Roxbury, you're dealing with probably a Harvard Medical School student or a resident coming from one of the Boston hospitals. We have so many medical schools, a doctor can get their medical school paid for if they go to work for the VA. So I think we tend to recruit a lot of local talent for the Boston VA. I have friends I deployed with in New Hampshire that I hear horror stories of the VA. So in Boston, we are very lucky that I go to the Worcester VA. My primary care is in there. I get everything through the VA. I have private insurance because my family, my wife gets it through work. But luckily I have a doctor that, just send me the stuff from the VA. I don't need to do too much with it. But no, we tell people don't think and it is kind of the veteran mentality. Let me look out for someone else. Take care of yourself too. If you're eligible for a benefit, you earned it. Go take advantage of it.
How does that transportation program work? So if I wanted to offer some transportation, but I have a crazy schedule, so what's the commitment?
Well, as far as for the local
Right.
But, so
Doctor
it's,
appointments and things
it's
like
kind of a thought in my head right now, if we could maybe get a list of 10, 12 people who are available to drive, we could start a group chain email. I know Brian Stearns in Hudson, the VSO, he started a vet ride program. That's something he manages, I believe. I know Brian trained me. He has a vehicle, but I also think he has a schedule where he's freer to transport veterans. You know, we could start it off as a group email. Who's available to drive on this date at this time? I will, if I can get a sign-up sheet maybe in the back, if you're willing to leave your name and email, I can start a group. We are renovating our website. We're hoping by the end of October, early November, it will be live. It's part of the town's website renewal. We're splitting the veteran services off into its own website, but maybe there's a software system where we could host it in there to sign up. I just don't know right now.
Okay, good. So you're gonna have a sheet back there we can
Yeah,
sign up for?
before I head out, I'll leave a sheet in the back
Okay.
to sign up.
Hey, Jeff, there's some kind of a program called Champa.
Yep.
I don't know anything about it, I heard about it, some friends were interested. Could you fill us in on that?
Sure, so CHAMPA, or CHAMP VA, is, it's a civilian health and medical program, is what it stands for. So a spouse of a veteran would be eligible for an insurance, per se, through the VA. The veteran sponsors them. I just had someone fill out the application Thursday, so I'm a little familiar with it. I don't believe the spouse could go to the VA, but that insurance will cover a doctor's appointment. There's, the VA.gov has a million links, and CHAMP VA is explained in there. But it is another option if, say, like a Blue Cross Blue Shield supplemental plan to Medicare is too expensive, the CHAMP VA could fill the gap. It came up, I think, because TRICARE was getting expensive, and a old employer-sponsored plan, because they were retired, was going to start going through the roof. So the CHAMP VA is a good option. Anything else? We'll turn it back over to Bill.
Thanks, Jeff. You know, one of the problems we have with the veterans is that nobody wants to, very few people want to say, yeah, I could use that helper. And we had Joe Tassino over here called all of the veterans on our list, and got zero response. Everybody was good, you know? So you got to reach out. If you need it, you got to stand up and ask for it. And it's the perfect way to do it with a guy right in town. You need it, go down there in the office and see him, because it's, there was a VA, the head of the VA in Boston was up a couple of years ago. And they said, if you don't use your benefits, the VA loses them. So it's not like, as Jeff was saying, it's not that you're taking it away from somebody else. If you don't ask for it and you deserve it, you're reducing the program. So if you have needs, go down and see Jeff, come to the American Legion meeting. There's opportunities galore that we're not taking advantage of. And that's the main reason we came here, that we try to get you guys together today, is to expose you to that and say, if you need something, ask for it. And maybe you can get it, maybe you can't, but at least ask for it. And that's why we're in business right now, is the American Legion, is to help other veterans. So please do. Sure.
You got any openings for membership in the American Legion?
American Legion's wide open. We've been, we talk to all the people as they come in, and we'd certainly like additional members if people are interested. And John Gallinari has applications at the front desk. And I also wanted to say hello to Kenny Ferreira, our former Veteran Service Officer, who was prior to John, and he did a great job for us, so I wanted to acknowledge you. I mean, that's all we have for today. We'd love for you to keep coming back. Join one of the groups, American Legion, specifically because the VFW is in restructuring right now with their facility down there. We'd like more members because more members give us more ideas and more opportunities to do things for other veterans. That's all we're in the business for, is to help each other. So thank you very much for coming. God bless you all. We appreciate you being here. Thanks for your service.